ready. And then, of course, we know Cafe Latte is coming out in January, which is better than chocolate, in my opinion. I got to taste test it, so it was really good. Okay, so moving on. So we have Jena tonight, and I'm going to unmute her, and then you just talk. When I unmute you, you can just talk right into your computer, and we should be able to hear you. She's from Nashville, went to high school with Jackie. I got this right so far. And she is in physical therapy. She's literally been around for a couple weeks. She went diamond in 47 days, and everyone is like, what did the girl do? What did you do? So I asked her if she would mind sharing her story, what connected her to Beachbody, what got her interested in it, and then the whole idea of building the business and what she did to hit diamond. And then if she doesn't mind, if you guys have any questions, we'll have them ask you a couple questions if you're okay with that. Okay, cool. Oops, I'm getting ready to screen share with you guys. Okay, so I am going to unmute you.
All right.
And we can hear you, so go ahead.
Hi. So yeah, like she said, I'm Jena. I've been with Beachbody for like 50 days now. And Jackie is my immediate coach. And yeah, she kind of reached out to me. It's kind of funny because she actually reached out to me right as I was considering doing Beachbody anyways. So the timing was really great. But for me, I got into it because I had a second baby and had a lot harder time trying to get back in shape after the second baby compared to the first baby. Just, I guess it's busier, but also my body had already been through it once and it was weaker and it just didn't work as well. So I kept hitting this plateau. And so I thought about trying the 21-day fix because I had a friend who did it and it worked really well for her. But yeah, so I guess Jackie encouraged me not to wait until I had completed the program. Because my first mindset was like, well, you know, which it makes sense. But my first thought was like, let me wait and try the program. And then if I like it and if I do well, then I'll consider coaching. And she was like, you know, just jump in. And so I did. But I guess the one thing that I was kind of thinking about, like what helped me get diamond, is that I didn't view it as me trying to sell people something. I viewed it as this is really awesome and everybody should try it. And if you don't want to, that's cool, but it seriously is your loss. So I guess I really did view it as like I have friends and family who would be great at this and would benefit from making money from home. And then I have friends and family who would benefit from, you know, exercise and getting healthier. So either way, it pretty much applied to almost everyone that I know. Does that make sense so far? Yeah? Okay. And then I'm just trying to think. I mean, I also was sent a video from Jackie about making my spouse a coach. And that is one of the things that I did right away. I think the biggest thing is I just had to buy into it. You know, like I kind of decided from the very beginning that if I was going to do this, I was going to give 100%. And part of that involved like putting a little more money into it and getting my husband to become a coach as well and do the programs with me. So, I mean, I guess at any point you guys can interject questions if you have some. And how does this work? So I've actually never done one of these before. So can I hear people or is it more chat?
So it's going to be, usually the questions will be in the chat. I can talk though and ask some questions just to kind of guide you. So a lot of questions that would come up would be, everyone you signed up has been so far warm market, like family, friends. You haven't really.
So I've made a website, and that kind of goes, I kind of had to figure out what it was that I wanted to brand. Because one thing that I like about Beachbody is that everyone can kind of brand themselves differently. Yeah. You know, I can take whatever spin. My spin is more about health and long-term wellness, which goes along really well with my job as a physical therapist. I have had like 2 patients sign up, but not as coaches, actually, just as like customers. But most so far have been friends, coworkers, family. A large support group right now for me becoming diamond was in my immediate family. Well, maybe not immediate, it's not the right word, but in my family.
Let me ask you this. For the people who are pushing for diamond, who are watching and learning, was it you saying, hey, I'm trying to push for this diamond goal, would you support me? Or was it, hey, y'all should try this 21-day fix. It's given me like results. I'm feeling amazing. And you get a discount? Or how did you, tell me how you did that? Basically, did you ask them to support you to hit this rank? Or are you like, you need to do this? Or like, what are you doing when you're talking to the family?
I actually tried not to talk about pushing to diamond rank personally. I think that you can go either way. I tried to make it more about them, because that's really where what I really care about. I mean,
Yep.
If it was just me getting a goal, I wouldn't have asked anyone to really do it, you know? So it was kind of a win. I mean, I really do view this as like a win-win situation. So like it helps me because I love my job, but I also want to spend more time at home with my girls. And so I want to find something that I enjoy and I'm passionate about, that I can have a future of possibly being able to make money from home. But one thing that did help me, I think, is that right away I got a bunch of ladies at my work to sign up. And so it became financially rewarding right away. And then that was encouraging for me to kind of tell my family and my friends that like, yeah, you can totally do this. Like I've seen it happen, you know, within the first 2 weeks or so for me. But yeah, I guess my push was, you should totally try this program because it would be really good for you. Or you should sign up. Like my mom signed up as a coach, but she's just like a discount coach.
Right.
Whereas my sister-in-law, Melissa, who's on this call, she's doing it both because I think she'd be awesome, but also because she wants to make money from home. So like my approach with Melissa, with Mimi, was different than my approach with my mom, you know? So it's different for each specific person.
Okay, cool. So she actually asked you a question.
Yeah. Yeah, so she said, do you do any cold calls to friends who haven't been close contact with a while? She's done it but not had much success, and I feel a little weird reaching out to stop by Beachbody. Yeah, I think it depends what phase you're in. I do have to say that I agree that I have done some cold calls. I've probably reached out to like 60 or 70 people, some of which I'm kind of in and out of contact, and then some that I haven't talked to in a really long time. And I just try to make it as organic as possible. So I ask them about their life and their baby and their job and whatever's going on. And then I say, oh, and by the way, I'm doing this. Do you want to hear more about it? And if not, I try not to push. But I've had lots of people like be interested and then kind of step back. And those people I do try to kind of pursue a little more because I think they're interested. They're just intimidated, or they have some preconceived notions that aren't true, you know, like some misconceptions. And some of those work out well and some don't, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess my biggest thing is just trying to stay really positive. And recently, now that I've become diamond, and that kind of push for me of like, I want to hit this goal is at least momentarily accomplished. Now I'm trying to do more like just reaching out to friends that I really do want to know what's going on in their life. But I also think there'd be someone who potentially down the road would be a great coach or would benefit from the programs. So instead of talking about them right away, I'm just just making contact, asking them about their life, and just reconnecting with the idea that down the road I'll probably bring up that conversation when it's a little bit more natural.
Yeah, that is, I guess, a bonus tip I would say is if you do something like this from now on, every single day, you guys, like, that is what she'll never lose her rank because of this. If she keeps this up every single day, that you work. Like, I know everyone takes days off on the weekends, but by just even on the, out and about with people, if you're like connecting with them and just having really basic friendship conversations and what's going on in your world and your life and all that stuff. And then bringing it up again and following up with them is you're never going to, like, you're just going to continue to progress with this business. So I don't have any other questions so far, but I'll ask, what is your game plan to expand your network? What do you think you're going to do?
Yeah. So I did make a website that talks about, I guess one of my game plans as a physical therapist is I actually am trying to, I haven't done it yet, but one of the things my website kind of advertises is that I can help give therapeutic modifications for some of the exercises and programs. So people who might have, like someone after a baby, if they have a diastasis recti where their stomach is separated, which I actually have, I could like teach them a few do's and don'ts so that they could then go through the exercise programs. So I'm trying to create, because I know that my friends and family will only go so far. So I'm trying to create a network bigger than that. And that's just what I found for me personally. I think it can be a lot of things. I think that everyone has something that makes them connect to other people or have something they can offer. But that's kind of the approach that I plan on taking for myself, along with the fun stuff like recipes and, the fact that I'm a mom and I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is a really fun outdoorsy city. And, there's a lot of different aspects I'll probably do, but that's the one. But I think that the biggest pushback I've gotten from people is that they don't feel comfortable like asking their friends or family to try these products or to try these programs. And I don't think that's really as much an issue for me. Like, I feel comfortable with that. But the reason I feel comfortable with it is because I wouldn't be endorsing it at all if I didn't really like it. And if I didn't think it was really great. So really, I just feel like I'm offering someone something that's really great. In which case, why would I feel awkward about that? Like, they might feel awkward about it, but I don't. Like if they knew what I knew, they wouldn't feel awkward about it. So, do you have any other?
That's no, I was gonna say, like, that's one of the things that, like, your mind is just as a person who's been through that. I've been in this business for 4.5 years, and like, I'm like, that's always been my thinking. Like, when I started, we didn't have the 21 Day Fix. We had Turbo Fire and Insanity and P90X, and that was about it. Brazil butt lift. There was no containers. There was no, there was Shakeology. There was Greenberry and chocolate. There was nothing else. And I remember I did Insanity, and I was like, oh, this is cool, but I'm not in love with it or whatever. And then Turbo Fire was like this dance thing, and my personality likes to, dance and all that. And I was like, this is so cool. My legs were leaning out. I'm like, everybody needs this program. And that's how I felt about it. So it brings me back to, like, the same thing. If you fall in love with a program, like, you find it, Shalene calls it your soulmate program, you like can't help but share it with everybody. And you are like, and you can make income from home, like simple income overnight. You could talk to your parents and your in-laws and your friends, and like everybody could order from you within 2 weeks, and you could see a couple $100 or maybe in a month. Like, I could totally see. So what she did, what she came in with such a mindset of, there's no fear at all in your mindset. I mean, your mindset is like, this is amazing. I'm going to tell you about this. If you say no, you're crazy. Like, you kind of more have the mindset of, what? Why would you not want to try this? Like, and that's what makes, that's exactly what made. And then on top of that, let me ask you this. You added that, and you can make money from home. So how did you script that? Because you would tell them what you're doing. I'm taking notes. And you would ask them if they want to hear more about it. Would you explain, I'm actually a coach and I'm making money from home and I'm losing weight from the baby?
So, I mean, I did take before and after pictures, and that was really useful And I'm using that when I like reach out to people. And so that was really useful and a fun part of it. I mean, I think that the way I treated at the very beginning, how I treated getting people to join my challenge group was different than how, I tried to get people to join up as a coach. As far as the challenge group, I tried to first just write, like I kind of put my people into groups, like they're my work people, and then there are my like college, I'm not in college anymore, but like my friends that I had in college, and then there's my family, and then there's my neighborhood friends. And so I kind of put them into groups, and I kind of just asked to start off one group. I was like, hey, I just started doing this and look how awesome it is. I'm loving it. I did the 21-day fix, and I was like, it's really great. Do you want to do it with me? Like, do you want to be like part of my first challenge group? And then I kind of left it at that. And then I let them kind of ask me more about the program. And then if they were interested, then we talked about like how much it costs and like what was involved. So like we kind of did steps. I didn't say from the very beginning, like, here's this program and it costs this much. Are you in? Like it was stages, and it was more personal, and the money came at the end. And then if their concern was, yeah, I really want to do it, but I can't afford it, then I talked about like, well, you can coach, and you can, if you know people that might want it, then they can figure it out, and then but there were some people that I totally, from the get-go, I was like, okay, this person really needs to coach because they'd be really good at it and they can make money from home, which would be awesome for them. And I really want them to benefit from this. Like, we live in a day and age now where you can make money and have jobs from home. And I feel like that's amazing. Like social media and the internet and all that good stuff is just like, it's unreal. So I feel like often we like put ourselves in these boxes of like, well, I can only live here, or I can only, like, I have to go to the office and I hate my job. And it's like, no, there are other options. So some of those people I did like straight up go to them, not as like doing the challenge pack as much as it was like, you should be a coach.
Yep.
So
cool.
And I do have some friends that are PTs that signed up as coaches. None of them have built a business with it yet, but they were part of what helped me become Diamond. And I do think that PTs make good coaches just because we already love health and fitness and like sharing that with others,
So when you made the decision to go Diamond, was that something Jackie told you about, or what made you were you just like signed in people and she was like, hey, you hit this goal, or what happened that?
So I think, my first month, I'm not going to match that this month. I think I'll be at like 10 or 12 Success Club points or something by the end of the month. But like my first Success Club month was like 25.
Uh-huh.
And so I think that she probably saw that and saw that like there were already a bunch of people that I knew doing the program that could be like turned into coaches. So she did approach me. She kind of was like, I know you're new at this, but people have done it. She was like, do you want to try to make a goal? And she like gave me a date, because incentives and like goals are useful. I am very goal driven. Like if someone tells me to do something by a certain day, I'm going to try to do it. Like that's just my personality.
Oh yeah.
I either say no and I mean it, or I say, like there was a time during this period where she was keeping me accountable and she was asking me like, okay, what are you going to do this weekend to try to get to your goal? And I was like, it's my husband's birthday. I'm out. Like I'm out this weekend. So there are times where I'm like, nope, I don't have time. But for the most part, when I set a goal, I'm going to do everything I can to try to meet that goal. So that helped. Having an actual day and goal was helpful for me. Just like when you want to lose weight, like it's helpful to have a program. Like it's helpful to have a structure and a plan. So she had me like chart out who I wanted on my team and that kind of stuff. And that was helpful to kind of get the ball rolling. I did have to give incentive to my last coach to meet my goal. It was one of my therapists who'd done the program and loved it and wanted to coach, but she wanted to like wait until like the new year to start coaching. So I did offer her like a $50 gift card because she was kind of concerned about like just starting this month. And I was like, hey, if you do it, I'll give you $50 gift card. And she was like, okay. And she signed up that night. But that's because I knew she wanted to do it. I just needed to give her like a push. But that was my last one, and that's why I did that.
That's awesome. So let's see, what else do I want to ask you? So your website, is it like a blog, like Blogspot type of website, or is it like a real, like a WordPress, or what do you?
Yeah, it's like a WordPress type of thing. Though my husband is actually a writer for a living, and he helped me write it and stuff. Here, I will. I just put it on the chat, but that's my website. But I haven't like done the big announcement yet. I want to make a Facebook like business page as well and kind of put them out at the same time. But he helped me put it together. He's a freelancer by living, so he works from home. And so he kind of just set me up a website like he has for him. But we go on runs and we like strategize and talk about what message I want to send to people and what do I want the heart of it to be and all that kind of stuff. So I've only been working on it, I guess, for the last month, but it wasn't that hard to put together, but it did take some like brainstorming of what I wanted the message to be. But he thinks I need to turn the recipe portion into like a blog. But I haven't signed up for that yet.
The top coach in the network, if you don't know her yet, you will. Melanie Mitro, her whole everything is all website. It's all her blog. Blog. Like the girl is like, she blogs about, hey, we just went to leadership with Beachbody and I spoke and this is what happened and I treated my coaches to a spa or whatever. Like she just lays it out. Like, she gave me a couple ideas when we did our team retreat just recently. We went to Utah and she themed the retreat around a book. And I didn't exactly do that, but it just kind of helped me with some ideas. But she just shares those kind of things in the blog on top of here's all these recipes, and people just flock to it. Like she's top searched in Google. So yeah, this is the minute you told me this, I'm like, oh, you sound like you want to, it's like what she did. And hers was Blogspot, and still I think it is looking at it. And she just threw together really cool recipes. She just wanted to teach people how to eat clean, and she used her family as the guinea pigs for it, and just throws the recipes up there. So that's pretty cool. It looks like you have some really awesome recipes already. I'm like just taking a little peek at your website. So you have a doctorate?
Yes.
Cool. That's
in physical therapy.
So you are you working full time? Well, let me ask you that. Let's talk about time and work. How you put this in. Are you putting in 40 hours a week with physical therapy? Is that how that works? Or
32.
32.
Technically full time. It's the lowest I can work and still be full time and get benefits.
Cool. Okay, so the kiddos are little. They're like in a daycare or something, or they're home, or.
My husband works from home, so they're with him the majority of the time when I'm at work.
Okay. So then when you did coaching, or when you're doing coaching, are you doing power hours? Are you?
I'd say, yeah, I think power hours is probably a good way to describe it. Like once they go to bed, I think what I like is I really don't feel, like thinking and creating the website was kind of time consuming. But a lot of the stuff for me, it wasn't crazy time consuming as much as it was just talking and sharing my experience with people. My husband jokes that I make a good coach because I would basically be telling everyone about this anyways. Like that's just my personality. Like if I really love something, I'm going to tell people about it, so it was kind of just a part of my conversations at work, and it was a part of my conversations with my friends and with my family, and I just encouraged them. But I was very like, don't do this like only as a favor to me, like do it because you want to do something good for yourself. So yeah.
And then are you to a point where, and hopefully you are, where you're like using a notebook and you're following up with new people and you're starting to, because you're you're almost at that 3-month mark. You're coming up on the 2 month. So at 3 to 4 months is usually where people are like, I need more people to talk to. That expansion piece of the way I built, and I built Diamond in 60 days. And I did it with people I didn't even know, because I never thought to talk to my family, which is weird, but I just never thought, I didn't even think to sign my husband up, because I came in through a coach with no guidance. Like, she is not even a coach anymore. She canceled. She's gone. And she didn't even tell me about Success Club. So don't even ask, like, I look back and I'm like, how do I explain it? But I had just automatically started talking to people I had no idea who they were right away through Facebook. I was just out on pages. And
awesome.
So I always, what?
I said that's harder, I think.
Oh yeah. It was such a different building. But what it's done for me is I've never had a month of struggle of people, because I'm like, well, I've always connected with new people since day one, and family has just kind of been like, you make what? And what are you doing? And it's been more of them coming to me. And looking back, like, even just recently I talked to a friend or my husband's family, and she's doing a Cygenics, and I was like, so, and I finally talked to her, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a little late on this one, but anyways, and it didn't come back so well. Like, she was like, no, you should try my stuff. And I was just like, okay, no. But like,
well, I mean, I think that I agree with you in the sense that, I mean, I'm very aware that, like, my immediate friends and family is only going to take me so far. And that doesn't mean in my mind that I shouldn't take advantage of that, because also, once again, I think that what I'm offering people through being a Beachbody coach is awesome, whether it's them building a business and getting money, or even like paying for their product and so they can try something. But I mean, everyone can get healthier, you know? And so I feel like so many people could benefit from it. So I do want to share it with my friends and family, partially because I want them to get to experience it. But yeah, I think there's definitely going to be a point, and I'm hitting that point in the next like 10 days, is where I'm going to try to put myself out there on a bigger scale and try to get a following and reach out to people maybe that I don't know, and get comfortable with that.
cool. Yeah. Well, that's exciting.
So did you like just pick someone and like message them that you didn't know at all, or like?
Yeah, I do it every day. So
That's
I
awesome.
get out there and I'm just like, hey, the funny thing is, you guys will all like, I haven't even reconnected with high school yet. Well, some of them, but like, I'm so wrapped up in, I'm a mom of twins. And so I'm very connected with that community. And it's just so easy to connect with those guys. And I'm very into local building. So a lot of people in Arizona, if I can, and I'm just very like, as long as you're doing what you're saying, like relationships and just learning about their kids and stuff. And the next thing you know, you're friends. And it's like, I treat it like I'm staying at a coffee shop with them, or whatever, out to drinks or something. And we're just sitting and having a chat. And I do it through, the phone or Facebook or whatever. And consistently post. And that's just, every day I'm like, okay, who can I add today? Like, where can I make some friends? And it's very small. It's not like I add 10 or 20. I do 3 to 5 different people from different areas, and then I'll just kind of track it, so I make sure I've got new people to talk to, and it consistently builds.
We only have one computer, like when we have like our phones and the iPad, but we only have one computer in the house. And one of my goals is to make enough money to buy myself a new computer, and then I want to get like all organized, like what you're saying. But I have been keeping track with a notebook. But I feel like the other thing that's super helpful is that on Facebook, you can see who you've written and who's responded and who hasn't, and like who to follow up with. And like, it keeps track of some of that for you. So it's nice.
It'll get crazier.
Yeah, I know. I'm still at the beginning.
Yeah, you're in a fresher.
I know I need to get organized.
Yeah, it'll get crazy. It's funny to look back at my message. I'm like, why do they never respond to that girl? But yeah, email is helpful. Like creating a Gmail, like Jena Fitness or whatever you want to call it at gmail.com would be, and then you only send them there, and then it's all in there for you to follow up.
I've actually done that as far as I made a new like Jena Fitness, Beise Fitness Gmail account when I did the website. Partially because my normal account is like totally unorganized and a mess. So I knew that if someone ever wrote me, I would. So Daniel said, how many times a day do you post on Facebook, and what are you posting if you don't go through your blog? So I am posting, I'm kind of posting, I'm trying to go more the organic route right now as I start off. And so I'm posting stuff about me and my husband do a lot together. So posting us, like doing runs, doing workouts together, doing the programs, drinking the shakes. Like we are posting stuff. But then we're also posting fun stuff about the family. I try not to make it only about Beachbody stuff, because then some of my friends would lose interest, who are skeptical. So I try to keep it well-rounded. But I have to say, I feel like a lot of mine has probably been word of mouth as well. Like I was at a work event this past week, and one of the people I don't really know was like, hey, I heard that you're doing the Shakeology stuff. Let's talk about that. And then she just signed up. So,
and you're sharing your story.
I know her, like she's a coworker, but she like lives in a totally different state, and we don't see each other very much.
So and you're sharing your story like, hey, I lost some weight. I got my body back.
Yeah.
So she's sharing her story with people. And then
and I did post like this is me pre and post with the 21-day fix. I did post something like that on Facebook.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. What was I going to ask you? Drawing a blank. I had a question for you. I did get a question here. Do you ever get in Facebook jail? That was probably to me. No, I've been in jail once. Facebook jail means if you connect with too many people, Facebook's like, you're doing too much. You're connecting with people. You're sending friend requests to random people. We're going to shut you down for a little bit. Conveniently, when I went on the cruise in 2014 is when they gave me 7 days, and I was in the seas, so I couldn't even access the internet anyway. So it worked out really well. But yeah, no, the one thing I do is I add 2 to 5 a day, give or take the day. And they come from all over. And then I will, I think my assistant, Carrie, goes in and cleans up any friend requests that didn't get accepted, because I have not gotten in trouble. So I'm pretty sure she goes into my Facebook and cleans it up, because you can do that. So then you just stay out of trouble, because it's the friend request sent that just sit there that can cause, or someone saying, I don't know this person. So anyways, that's a side. It looks like it might have been a private question, but I'm just going to answer it out loud.
All right. And you might be an expert on this, Lindsay, but there are certain times of day that are better to post than others for people to see the post, right?
Yes. So think about morning when people are starting their day. And what I love to do, or I try to do, is I look for really awesome, motivational, inspirational stuff to post. I'm on the West Coast, so I post when people have already, they're almost at lunchtime. But I always think about a morning motivational post, and I think about a nighttime something, whether it's family or something funny. My kids are always doing funny things, so I like to share, or I try to, right now I'm prepped for the hammer and chisel. What I'm doing is I'm making sure I get my fitness posts. Sometimes I work out for weeks on end and I don't even think to post about it. And then I'm like, hello, go back to that. So in prepping for a launch, I always think every day talking about how excited I am for this new program, and I'm going to post about it. And it's any random time of the day, usually morning or afternoon, somewhere in there when I get my workout. And today I did the hammer on demand one, and my child was telling me that I need to keep working out. And so I just quoted him in the post, and he was like, you work out, Mom, you work out. Okay. You keep going, Mom. And it was so cool. I was like, this is perfect. So I made a post because I knew moms would relate. And, so yeah, timing, most people say breakfast, lunch, dinner, think like that. Usually mid-morning, mid-afternoon. Usually the majority of people are not paying attention, but stay-at-home moms are always scrolling because they're home and their kids may be making them a little, crazy at that by afternoon. They're like, nap time, I'm going to scroll the news feed. But yeah, it does. It depends on your time zone. And you really, you'll start to feel out your audience. And I love to just test things out. I did the workout post today with my child's quote at a random time, and it got about 50 likes or so and some comments. And that's pretty strong for that time of day. So, I think about late at night, I'm like, I wonder who's on right now. Are people on? Because it's West Coast time and people over on the East Coast are asleep, or maybe they're up, or certain people may be up. So it's really just trial and error. And, if the post is getting no traction, then it's taking it down and trying again, or rewording it, or just being really smart about would I like this post? So that's kind of how I operate when I think about that stuff. And I always think about family talk. I think of myself as a reality show, and you think yourself like that. And it's I'm going to put on my reality show. A camera is following me around my house. So I am going to talk about, maybe I wake up and I see really what I see in the mirror. I'm like, oh, you're leaning out. So I may take a photo and then I'll make a post around it, and I'll coordinate the fact that I have chocolate for breakfast in there and stuff like that. And it'll attract people. So wait, what? Chocolate, and what is she talking about? And she looks great. And what is she doing? And stuff like that. I think about what really can just keep eyeballs on the page. So that's how I work social media. And everybody's different. With you, you're thinking recipes. I burn things. I just ordered a whole kitchen today. I bought a whole new kitchen, new fridge, new everything. I have to make a post about it. That's something to make a post about. I'm like, do I make a post now or do I wait till it's all installed? But I ordered this kitchen and I didn't even think about what I ordered. I had gotten a quote done and I thought it was the right stuff. My husband's like, do you know what you ordered? I'm like, no, I just called the lady and was like, buy this. And she's like, you don't even know what you ordered? I'm like, I don't use the kitchen. I am not a cook person, so I could care less about the stove. And he wanted this thing and it had to be double oven or whatever. And I'm just like, what, I burn eggs. So I could never put out anything but crock pot and baking, because that put in the crock pot and it'll cook. Everything else I do okay with some things, but even cooking sweet potatoes, I burn them. I'm just known to burn things. So you can talk about that type of thing. Me, I'm like, yeah.
I love hosting and I love cooking and I love, and I think it's important for people to realize that you can love hosting and cooking and still do fitness and still do coaching.
Yeah. See, I wish I was good at cooking. I wish I was good. I just was thinking about the stuff when we ordered them, just I don't know.
Handy, right? You don't have to cook this.
Yeah, my husband, he does. So what we did for a minute was we called him Chef Hal, and we were hashtagging that, and I would do photo. I was trying to create an Instagram for him, and I couldn't keep up with it, but he creates these cool meals, and that could be something that I could look into if that would attract people, because food does attract people, because people need easy, simple stuff to help them lose weight. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm not the only one who hates cooking. It's not that I hate it. It's that I burn everything. You don't even want to know. It's so bad.
Lindsay, can I mention one little thing that I think is helpful?
Yeah.
I forgot to mention. So me as a new mom who is nursing, I have a lot of friends who are new moms who are nursing, and a lot of them are wanting to lose weight, but they were nervous about trying the shakes because they were nursing. And that's the thing I kept hearing. So one simple thing that I did for my group was I took the bag to the pediatrician on one of my follow-up visits and just asked them what they thought about me taking this. And she gave me 2 thumbs up. And so now I can tell people that my pediatrician told me it was fine and healthy and safe, which it is. But and I knew that before I took it to her. And honestly, she knows me, and she was like, I trust you. And, but it was just knowing that My sister did the same thing. So having that kind of personal doctor stamp of approval that you can tell other people, I feel like was really helpful.
Yeah, that is a common question you're going to have for as long, for years on end. Is the nursing question is very common, and because you'll get some doctors who will be like, nope, we can't drink it. And I know coaches who have been like, okay, I'll go to a new doctor, going somewhere else where they're going to say yes. And it depends on that, but yeah, that is the doctor is critical, and there's a YouTube video on it as well, so you can certainly one of the cool resources you can use, you all can use, is just YouTube Shakeology and nursing or pregnancy, and I've heard it's helped people with, I think Crystal, who just had a baby, it helped her with morning sickness. Not to say like we can't like make medical claims or anything like that, but I think it just kind of helped keep her, it gave her some energy while she was struggling through pregnancy days. So okay, do we have any other questions, guys, about Jena and her fast push? You were the fastest diamond I've ever seen, outside of, there's one coach in our upline who did it in 32 days. And
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was setting a goal and just doing everything I could to reach it. And then for me, there was no downside to me reaching it because I wanted to build a business. So why not start off faster rather than slower? Like if I'm going to do this, let's do it. And it was a good goal because as a diamond coach, you make more income, right? So that was, that definitely was motivate for me for why do I want to reach this goal? Well, it's going to help me make a business from home faster, and have more time with my girls faster, Yes.
So, and grow income. So you're looking to get out of physical therapy.
Well, I love physical therapy and I'm always going to continue it, but I have a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old. And so, I want to, and my husband, as I mentioned, is a freelancer. And so his income is just very like this. And so it's really hard for me to step back from full time. And so I'd love to work part-time as a PT and keep that up and keep treating patients. But I'm in management right now and I'd love to get out of management just because of the stress and like bringing work home and stuff. So I love my field, but I like how these work together. And so I'd love to do part-time PT and then coaching from home and get to spend more time with my family. That's my goal.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Keep it up. You're doing awesome. This is really fun to chat. It's always fun to have the people who come in and just like go after. I'm like, okay, what'd you do? Like, what'd you do compared to like, it's always, everyone does things so differently in this business and it works. So that's the cool part about being a coach, is you can be whoever you want to be. You can share, you can burn food or you can cook food. You can do either or, right? And you can still be on your journey, or you can have hit your goal. Like you can be either way. Like that's the cool thing about, you can be one of our top coaches right now is totally living on the beach, like hippie life. Like her husband wanted to get out of corporate America because he wanted more tattoos. Like, and then we've got our top coach who is like a stay-at-home mom with some kids and just very organized type of mom and doing all the cooking. Two completely different people, but yet right there in the top of the whole company and successful. So that's what's so cool about this business, is anybody can do it if they put their mind to it. And that's exactly what you did. So you guys who are trying to push to diamond, it is ultimately a decision and a mindset of, I am offering a gift to these people and it can change their life. If they say yes, and if they don't, I'll put them on my list and I'll check in with them again because maybe they just need some time. But I love how simple your invite process is. It's that type of thing that really brings people to the next level in this business. Is it's just the people who have to stop and like, okay, I need to invite, and they freeze themselves because they get stuck on the fact that I should talk to 5 new people. And what you did was you're like, hey, do you want to hear more about what I'm doing? Like, not cool. If you do, cool. Or even saying like, do you know anybody who'd love to hear about what I'm doing is a great way to generate more people in your circle. Like I would say things like, do you know anybody who'd love to lose a little bit of weight, get healthier, gain some energy? Do you know anyone like that? I'd love to. I'm getting ready to start a new group, and I'd love to fill it up with some people, get to know some people. And you always find those people are like, what about me? I'm like, I want to do that. So I love just how simple your invite is. It's just so simple, and it works because they all are like, yeah, I do want to know what you're up to. And then moving forward into the idea of, well, if you can't afford it, if you find a couple people, we're gonna invest, you're gonna make it back, and that's as simple as this business works. There's no more complexity to it. So it's really cool that you're able to get in here and just, understand that mindset so fast, which is what gets you moving and onward to the next level. And then now it moves to leadership and trying to teach and groom. Well, you're going to still continue to grow and add to your team, but now it's a matter of grooming people to diamond yourself and beyond that, which is the next step of the balance between that and also continuing to be in phase 1 and adding and getting your points and stuff. So, well, thank you so much. I don't think we have any other questions. I appreciate you taking time to join us and share with us. And it's nice to see you. I'm assuming you're going to be at Summit since it's like, you don't know?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember when it is.
July something. July 30th? Anybody know? It was July 15th, but they moved it. I think it's the last weekend in July in Nashville.
To the 30th.
Oh, it is in Nashville?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
27th to the 30th.
The 27th to the 30th. It's in, where is it in Nashville? It's in downtown, in the Bridgestone.
Music City Center, the Bridgestone Arena, and the Nissan Stadium.
That's fun. Well, then, yes, I'll have to go. I honestly assumed it was far away from me, and with my work right now, it's hard to take time off. But if it's in Nashville, then that's easy.
Yeah, it's in Nashville that weekend. The big event is in the field, the football field, and then the majority of the training's done in the Music City Center. And there's a lot of fun and just getting together with your team and stuff. And you should earn a ticket for free to the trip, because every coach who gets Success Club, their first 3 months, I really need to do an updated video on this, or I need to go find mine. Just thinking out loud. You get a free ticket. So you don't have to pay for your ticket to go.
Isn't it like 3 months in a row? Is that right?
Yeah. So if you're
I'm almost done with my second month.
And you're a diamond, that's so crazy.
But what's fun is that sometimes I catch myself, I'm like, oh, I want to like save people that I haven't contacted yet for next month so I can keep getting Success Club. But then I stop myself because I'll just have to find more people, like I don't want to like.
So one thing that I was taught, and I wish I wasn't taught this, but I was taught, get Success Club 5, 6, 7, whatever, because sometimes there's returns, so you'll get a negative if you get a return. I had -6 this month. Yay. I've had 3 returns, which is very rare, very, very rare, but whatever. I guess that's what happens when I'm like continuing to bring in people. But that's what the thought was, you get this and then you save until you get to the next month. And in 2004, so that was my 2011-12 thinking. And then in 2013-14, I had a shift, and somebody was like, why are you doing that? And I was like, because that's what I was taught. And they were like, don't you understand there's an abundance of people out there that you can reach? And I was like, I guess there is. And so I started getting braver and braver, and I was like, I am not holding these people. I'm going to sign them up now. And I started getting 10 points, 20 points, like 10 points, 20 points, somewhere in there, 30 points, just depending on the month. And I go through a month like this where I have -6 and I'm still beyond to the 10 points, which is kind of cool. Just because I've got that mindset of there's I don't know where they're going to come from, but there are people out there that I can help and reach, especially with the Fix being such a simple program for nutrition and stuff.
Yeah.
Hammer and chisel, more advanced people a little bit, whereas the Fix you can always refer to, or PIO or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't think like that. Think abundance. Like that's my biggest tip is you go all the way to the end of the month. I can't tell you how many months on the final hour, at like the last hour of the whole entire month, orders start coming through and I'm like, oh, I could wait till the first with you, but no, there's an abundance. I will be okay. And then I'll go through the first and I'm like, it's been a week. Where are people? Because my goal is always Success Club 5 by the 5th of the month, get it done so that I can help my coaches. And then Success Club 10 by the 20th. So when the 5th comes and I'm like, I'm only at 2 points, I start to itch. I'm like, okay. But yeah, there's always abundance. It's been almost 2 years I've had over Success Club 10 every single month. If I get through December, that'll be exactly 2 years. So my mindset changed 2 years ago. So yeah, definitely all you guys think like that. There's always people out there who need us. We just have to get out there and find the right people. So, all right, well, thank you so much for taking time to chat with us. I really appreciate it, and I'm excited to, congratulations. You're the fastest diamond on this entire team out of almost 1,400 coaches, which is pretty cool. And so next up comes Star Diamond, which is even better. More things. This is like where your business starts to really launch, and you'll be home with those girls before you know it. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much. I hope you guys have an awesome holiday, Thanksgiving, and the Black Friday sales are still happening. We've got a week left, and then Hammer and Chisel is on its way, and we all can get it on demand right away. So if you order it, you just use on demand, and you can start it. So tell your people that. Don't worry about like when the actual program arrives. They can start it right away online, which is, thank God for on demand now, right? And I noticed that Autumn has bonus workouts. I was playing around with the Kill Cupcake. Have you tried that one? Like she brings the guy in who's got the cupcake tattoo. She calls him Cupcake, and she just like kills him in a workout. It's like 20 minutes. So if you need a good workout for 20 minutes, go on demand and look up her bonus stuff. She just is throwing out, I think Joel and Jericho are doing this too. Like they're just putting in really cool workouts. So it's something to tell your customers about keeping on demand. It actually has such benefits beyond just, turbo and insanity and all that. So, all right. I'm going to, this recorded, so we'll post this, and I hope you guys have an awesome night and a great holiday. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys in the team. Have a great night, guys.